Welcome to this 10-minute town trail in which we'll discover the museums of Loughborough. This week is National Tourism Week, so what better time to showcase the museums that Loughborough has to offer? And there's probably more than you think. Some have recently reopened following a period of closure due to a pandemic, albeit with slightly fewer opening hours, but others are still closed. Let's start our walk in the Queen's Park using the New Street approach, which is off Ward's End, adjacent to John Storer House. The beautiful Queen's Park, so named in honour of Queen Victoria, is the setting for two of Loughborough's museums. They are housed in quite contrasting buildings, and the theme of one is very general and related to the history of Loughborough and the surrounding area, whilst the other is a specialist museum with a focused collection. Both buildings are remarkable. The Carillon Tower and War Memorial Museum, best accessed via the New Street entrance to the park, was chosen by the people of Loughborough as a fitting memorial to those local people who had given their lives in the First World War. It was designed by Walter Tapper, an architect most noted for his churches, and who later became president of the Royal Institute of British Architects. The construction of the tower was a most local affair, built by Moss the builders, of bricks by Tuckers the brickmakers, with steelwork by Herbert Morris, and the bells of the carillon made by Taylors Bellfounders. With its Portland stone base and window dressings, the tower is 151 feet tall and weighs 1,300 tons, and an octagonal gallery with a turret, topped by a cupola roof, rise from the main gallery. Inside the building is the carillon, a musical instrument, played by hitting a keyboard and foot pedals that pull on a wire that is somehow connected to a bell clapper, which then swings into action. All 47 bells in the carillon were made by Taylors Bellfounders and are dedicated to a variety of people who were lost during the First World War. Carillon recitals are a regular feature, and the bells can be heard across the town. The tower also houses the Leicestershire Yeomanry Museum, and items related to the American 82nd Airborne Division 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, who were stationed at nearby Quorn in 1944. From the Carillon Tower, we head right towards the bandstand and arrive at the Charnwood Museum. The museum was originally built as a swimming baths to commemorate the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Victoria in 1897, and also to provide local people with a place to bathe. The design was by local architects Barrowcliff and Alcock, and the building constructed of red brick with terracotta embellishments. The baths were 80 feet long and 30 feet wide, and were surrounded by 30 dressing rooms and 9 slipper baths, which comprised 4 first-class and 5 second-class baths, together with a laundry and offices. Chlorination was introduced in 1934, but once a new leisure centre had been built nearby, use of the pool dwindled and the building was renamed the Queen's Hall in 1980 and converted to hold specialist markets. In 1998, the building was further transformed into the Charnwood Museum, which was officially opened in 1999. The museum consists of permanent displays of artefacts central to the history and development of Loughborough and the Charnwood area, as well as a number of regularly changing exhibition cases and galleries, and a shop selling a variety of locally produced and locally related merchandise. We leave the park through the nearest gate and walk through the marketplace and across the busy A6, where we arrive at the old part of town. On Rectory Place we find the Old Rectory Museum. It's almost adjacent to the parish church and was once home to the rectors of Loughborough. The remains we can see is a small fragment, and is probably the original building from the 12th century. Over the years the house was enlarged and expanded to become an extensive home, but after the last rector to live here left in 1959, in the early 1960s demolition of the building began. It was during the demolition process that the medieval core of the building was revealed, and members of what was then called the Loughborough and District Archaeological Society prevented complete demolition. What remains is now a small museum run by the Loughborough Archaeological and Historical Society, which contains a variety of exhibits pertaining to local archaeological activity, to local history, and to former inhabitants of the building. The premises also plays host to a variety of events, including art exhibitions and writing workshops. Leaving the Old Rectory Museum, a short walk along Sparrow Hill and through the Chapman Street estate will bring us out at the Bellfoundry. This is a working Victorian factory, the only remaining bell foundry in the UK, where the skills of bell founding are alive and well. The buildings were established here in 1859, and as well as the factory, houses a bell tower and a carillon. The small museum contains all things bell related, including portraits of members of the Taylor family, bells, bell ropes, and tools of the trade. Tours of the working part of the building are also offered, and it is fascinating to be able to visit the factory on one of its casting days and actually see bells being made. From the Bellfoundry, it's a short walk across Nottingham Road, along Empress Road, and up Great Central Road to our final museum, the Great Central Railway. The GCR was opened in 1898, linking Manchester to London via Loughborough and Leicester. The line closed in 1969, but has since been restored and looked after by a band of volunteers, and now runs as the only double-track mainline heritage railway in the UK. It attracts many thousands of visitors throughout the year and offers not only steam trains and diesel engine rides to Leicester North at Birstall, but also themed events, dining experiences and murder mystery evenings. Tucked away on the south end of the platform next to the lift is the small museum, which houses over 500 railway-related objects in 2 interconnected rooms. The walls are adorned with a timeline, pictures, photographs and portraits, and there is even a film to watch. Some of the displays are temporary, and this allows the museum to exhibit a variety of objects from their extensive collections. This ends our tour of the Loughborough museums. Exit the GCR and head down Great Central Road, then turn left and then right, and you'll find yourself on the A6 heading towards the Loughborough High Street. Thank you for walking with me. I hope you enjoyed your whistle-stop tour, and I hope to see you on another 10-minute town trail. Bye.